All right, JavaScript architecture browser. So let's look at the README. So this is just a quick test on what functions can be called in Node that I just ran here, like console.log. Can you call console.log here? And what functions can you only call in the browser console? So this is also a console. This is also a console. So I will just go through each one of them. All right, document.getElementID. Can you do it in here, or can you only do it in here? All right, I'll wait for you guys to answer. This should be very simple. All right, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, so on the browser, because browser runs JavaScript, yep, only browser, and also Node is also running JavaScript. They're both running the same V8 engine, which is the JavaScript parser. But browser, the V8 engine in the browser has so basically the difference between running JavaScript on the browser and running JavaScript in your terminal using Node is they have implemented different additional APIs. So browser has a browser API called document. So if you type in document, so yeah, first one only runs in browser, because if you type in document here, it's undefined. But if you type in document here, it's defined. Let me just console log document. That's not working for some reason. Let me refresh this page. What's one thing? Oh, you get element by ID. My browser is split. Yep, my browser is totally not running my JavaScript. Let me refresh. I'll do it. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Autocomplete means it's working. Yeah, document. If I type in document, it gives you like a whole list of things it has. Oh no, document is just a DOM. The document is if you console.log document, you can actually do that. Well, yeah, it will give you the same thing. So yeah, document is an API like the DOM basically, only implemented in the browser. And window.alert, obviously, if you try to do window here, again, undefined, because that's an API only exists on the browser. So if you type in window, yep, that actually gives you an object. Those are the methods you can call. Alert is definitely one of them. So you can do window.alert, hi, and that gives you an alert. All right, what about confirm? Quick answer from anyone? Should be very similar. All right, you guys are too quiet. I'll just try here. Does anyone think this will work? Take a guess. Yes. All right. No. Undefined. Maybe not. Yeah. So confirm is actually under window. But because window is a global object in the browser, so you don't actually need to type window every time. Yeah. So that's why you can do alert or window.alert. It's calling the same function, the same method. Yeah. Window is a global object in the browser, so you can just do alert instead of window.alert or confirm window.confirm. What about console.log? Like I already done it, but what makes console.log different than confirm and alert? The most common function method you will call in JavaScript, console.log. What do you guys think? Should console.log work on both or one of them? Both work? All right, console.log. Yep, definitely works here, and it definitely works here. Same thing with console.warm like warning. And if you do it here, it gives you like a different color. That's the browser behavior. So it's like yellowish, and you get a exclamation mark because it's a warning. Cool. And then if here it doesn't actually, I think on the console, I think they just output to the same place. It doesn't actually make a difference. But on the browser, it's implemented differently. Yeah, so browser and Node has both implemented console, but the detail of the implementation is different because they're logging to a different console. No pun intended. All right, what about require? All right, I think we have 10 minutes and have one more to go through. So require, let's try here. Require FS, file system. Obviously, file system only exists. So now file system is imported in scope, and I can call FS. But on the browser, require doesn't exist. It thinks require is a variable. So on the browser, you will need to do import instead of require. Require only works in Node, but in Node you can also do import if you make it a node a module. So you will figure this out when you start your assignment too. You wouldn't use require in your assignment too. You will definitely use import because it goes to the browser. But if you have a backend server implemented in Node or Express.js, you can also set it up the way that you can use import instead of require. But either works with Node. All right, last thing is a quick exercise on JavaScript, and I don't need the browser anymore because this will be a terminal application. Cool. So we need to the exercise is open numbers.js. Currently, it just console logs hello and it gives you a list of numbers. What we want to do is what we want to do is find the sum of all the numbers in the list and the sum of only positive and so on. All right, let's start from the first one. How do you find the sum of all the numbers in JavaScript? All right, suggestions? Anyone? A while loop. Cool, so you can do while. Well, how would you use a while loop? Like indexing? That sounds painful to do. Maybe a for loop is easier. Yeah. So for in gives you the index, for of gives you the actual number. So you can do number of numbers, and then you'll probably need a total or sum. Very classic structure. Sum plus equal number. Console log sum. Node. If you're running Node, so let's find this. It's in node number. So if you're running Node, you don't need to. You can just run number without the .js. It will run a JS file. So that's one thing. Well, we found the sum. Easy. Use a reduce. I like that. Sum dot. Is it reduce? Oh, sorry, not sum. Numbers dot reduce. There we go. So it takes in a callback and initial value. So we'll give it a callback, which is an arrow function. And also needs an initial value. So we'll start from 0. It takes in a, so if you hover over it, the callback function, callback, takes in the previous value and the current value. Optionally, current index and array, which is kind of nice. So, but all we really need is prev and cur. And then we just return. So what does it return? It returns number. So we do need to return prev plus cur. No, I'm printing out the wrong thing. This can be const because we're not actually changing it. Yep. Cool. Printed out same thing. This works. Well, the thing is, this curly braces, we only have one line, so we don't really need a curly braces. We can do round bracket, which means just return whatever expression you have. Easy. Reduce to one line. Looks better. And then you don't even need a bracket. You only need a bracket when it's on different lines. Cool. I believe we can make it simpler without putting a 0 because the default is 0. Great. Done. Easy sum. What about sum with only positives? Anyone? Let me pull up the question again. And I'll move it below it into split vertically. No, I can't do that for some reason. Maybe because I have terminal. There we go. Alright, cool. Is the Q summing only positive? Yeah. Sorry. I was trying to pull up the question. Yeah, summing only positives. Filter first. I like that. So filter takes in the predicate method, predicate function. So a predicate function is a function that returns true or false, a boolean. So so we're just gonna give it a value again. So number, and then return number is greater than 0. Equal, greater than equal doesn't matter because summing up zeros is the same thing. And let's change this to some positives. Cool. So that one is bigger than this one because we excluded the negative numbers, which result in subtraction. All right, next one is only even numbers. Should be very similar. Instead, we change the condition instead of greater than 0 to modulus 2 is equal to 0. Oh, triple equal. Never use double equal in JavaScript. It's just not safe. Forgot to change the variable name. Right. Only even numbers. Perfect. Sum of all numbers above 400. Same thing. Give a easier variable name. Big. Cool. Gets kind of smaller. I think they're correct. The numbers between an array index of 20 and 40 inclusively. How do we do this? Oh, we meant to print this, but whatever. Yeah, while you guys answer, I'll just fill this in. So we need to do, you can do backtick for template string. Wrap it in $, I think. Yep. All right, any ideas on the last question? You said reduced thing has an index. Exactly. Let's try that. What do we want? Index. So reduce. Do we need filter? We do not need filter anymore. So let's get rid of our filter. Index array 20 to 40 inclusively. So if I keep going with the argument list, next one is, it says current index, right? So let's give it a name, index. And now let's convert it back to a proper function so we can do if statements. So if index is greater than or equal to, was it inclusive? 20 and index is less than or equal to 4t. Then we do this. All right, let's try this. We are not printing this out. You can see my template string is kicking in. Undefined. So something's wrong. Well, what if it's in else? It would just return undefined, right? And that's a problem. So else return 0. Let's see if that works. Okay, return 0. The whole thing is 0. Not sure why. Let's log index. Just checking. Looks like index is there. That's great. Oh, okay. So the thing is, if you just return 0 and the last index is 0. No. Just equal. This wouldn't actually make a difference. I don't think this exists. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the thing is, we can't just return 0, right? We need to actually return previous plus 0, so just previous. So we don't actually add anything. There we go. So 6133. Well, we don't need to log it, and since it's an if and else statement, we can again convert it to a ternary. So let's quickly finish that off. So it will be pre plus index greater than or equal to 20 and index less than or equal to 40. If that's true, plus cur else 0. Nope. Let's put some brackets around this. There we go. So pre plus this ternary, either cur or 0. That looks different from what it was before. 20 to 40. Plus cur or plus 0. Let's put another bracket just in case. There we go. Bracketing problems. Well, I don't think I need this one actually. That should just be a ternary by itself. All right, that's it.